NALC lost one of its oldest and most distinguished members this past December, when Lloyd Nash Pearson Jr. of Jacksonville, Florida, Branch 53, died at the age of 102. Brother Pearson carried mail for 32 years and was a proud 75-year member of NALC. But he was also a champion for civil rights and democracy, living an extraordinary life of civic activism.
I remember him talking about the people on his route. It was a great route. It was on the riverside, and it was in an area that was predominantly white, so he had a lot of stories to tell about that. He liked his job. He really liked his job, and the people really liked him.
Bob Henning, past president of NALC Branch 53, eulogized Brother Pearson at his homegoing service in January.
He immediately joined the union, and in the 60s he became the branch treasurer and the scribe. He was instrumental in working back then. In the 60s, we still had black unions and we had white unions. And Lloyd was instrumental in working with 2 unions here, getting the numbers.
He had gone to several conventions. Yeah, he had a vest with all the pins on it that we gave to the National Association of Letter Carriers. So, he was going to Letter Carriers Convention, NAACP Convention, NARP Convention, so
Presbyterian Church.
Presbyterian, yeah. But the Letter Carriers, he was active from day one.
Growing up black in the Jim Crow South, Pearson experienced firsthand the evils of segregation and discrimination. Not one to remain idle, he and his brother Rutledge became leaders of the Jacksonville chapter of the NAACP, a commitment that was met with threats and ugly rhetoric.
We got a lot of threatening phone calls where we could not answer the phone because people were really saying some ugly things on the other line about what they would do to us. My daddy went to the March on Washington in 1963, but we found his itinerary, his ticket stub, his program, and all of his planning. He was pretty close to the stage, and he saw Martin Luther King speak and everything. So, he witnessed a lot, but he always talked about being fair and don't hate. You might hate what a person is doing, but don't hate them.
Sitting on his bicycle, listening to the candidates for, various offices talk and how they use the N-word so fluently in their rhetoric, and how that stuck with him as well. And I never forget him talking about, how this one man, they drug him through the city of Jacksonville behind their truck, killed him. Those kinds of things stuck with him.
He wanted to make a difference. He didn't want to see that happening anymore. And it felt that, we had to decide who our leaders were, people that were gonna, do things to help all people.
Lloyd Pearson knew that in order for things to change, people had to vote. So he embarked on a personal crusade to register as many people to vote as he could. In his retirement years, he registered more than 35,000 new voters.
After he retired, he single-handedly registered over 35,000 people to vote. Just that alone says it all. We need more people out there doing that today, too.
He felt that voting was very important, and that was a device that you could have a true say in what happens in your community and your life, and he just felt that it was your civic duty to register to vote. If he knew a crowd was going to be gathering, he'd pull his card table out in his chair, and he could lay it out and have people come up and officially register to vote.
And when it came to casting his own ballot, Lloyd Pearson was an early adopter of voting by mail.
Yeah, because that's the way he voted. He trusts the mail. He trusts the Postal Service. He really did, you know. Yeah, because I tried to get him to do bills online, you know, and he would not do it. No. I said, you're going to keep the Postal Service in business, Daddy, and that's a good thing.
Lloyd Nash Pearson Jr. will be remembered as a man with an unwavering commitment to social justice, civil rights, and democracy.
Well, for me, his legacy is commitment. What you believe in, you commit to it. Mm-hmm. You commit to something, you join, be involved, and give of your time and your talent.
He always talked about the golden rules of life, and you treat people the way you want to be treated, with kindness, love, and respect. And your word was your bond.
I asked him one day, I said, Lloyd, what's the key to your longevity? He said, stay busy. But he is the most awesome man that I've ever met in my life. And I hope to continue his legacy by keeping busy.
A month after his passing, Jacksonville Branch 53 voted to name its Union Hall in honor of its beloved member, Lloyd Nash Pearson Jr. Dedicated letter carrier, civil rights pioneer, and democracy champion.